In this video, I am going to do how to convert a decimal into a percent. So for example, if I have a decimal 0.25 and I have to convert it into a percent, so first of all, I'll write it as 0.25. Now, converting to a percent means I am multiplying by 100. Whenever we multiply a decimal by 100, the decimal in the number moves whatever number of zeros are there to the right, that many places to the right, which means now there are how many zeros here? 2. So that means this decimal is going to move 2 places to the right, which means I'm going to say it's 25%. Alternatively, you can also say, if it is the other method is 0.25. Now I will write this as 25 over, so if I get rid of the decimal, it's 25 over 100, which means, so if I'm writing 25 out of 100, it's already 25%. So out of these two methods, whichever one is comfortable for you, you need to follow that. So the change would come when we have a whole number, for example 32. If you're given a number 32, so if there's nothing, that means assume there are zeros in the end after the decimal. To convert this number into a percent, I'll have to write down 32 times 100. Now the moment we write times 100, it becomes a percent, which means this is 3200%. I hope it's clear to you. Let's do one more example. Say if I have 2.7 number given to me. Now I can write this 2.7 as 2.70. If I need to convert this into a percent, I'll go with 2.70 times 100 and then a percent sign for sure. When you're doing times 100, it's mandatory that you write down a percent sign in that case. Now next step is there are 2 zeros in this 100, so I have to move my decimal 2 units to the right. So as I said here, 2 units, it'll move to the right. So 1, 2, so that means 270%. Now coming to how to write a fraction as a percent, let's pick up one example. Say for example 7 over 10. Now as we did in the previous part for converting decimal into a percent, so whenever we are converting into a percent, I have to multiply by 100 and write it as a percent. Now there is 100 means 100 over 1. Now there is 1 0 in the numerator which can be cancelled and 1 in the denominator which can be cancelled. So this cancelled. So this becomes 7 times 10 is 70 over 1. Even if I don't write, it doesn't matter. So 70 over 1% is the same as writing 70%. Let's pick another example. Say 20 and a half, right? So now let's see, 20 and a half, that means I can write it as a decimal or as a fraction itself. Now writing this as a decimal, let's write it as a decimal. We know 1 over 2 can be written as a decimal as 0.5. So I can write this number as 20.5, or I can also write it as 20.50, because after the decimal, the number has already ended, and I can add as many zeros as we want here. So I can say, okay, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? But I'll only stick with these many zeros, 1 0. So let's go with the same color now, no different color. Okay. Now when I have to convert this into a percent, I'll just times it with 100 and add a percent sign. Now it's a time by 100, that means there are 2 zeros. So my decimal is going to move 2 units to the right. 1, 2. So this becomes 2, 0, 5, 0%. So I guess, I hope it's clear. Let's do one more example then. Let's say one more. Say 1 over 50, for example. Right? Now, 1 over 50. So I have to convert this into a percent. That means I am multiplying it with 100. Now you see there is a over 1. So now 1 0 in the numerator can be cancelled with the 0 in the denominator. Basically we are dividing by 10. For the other part, 5 and 10 have something in common. They're both divisible by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1 and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 1 times 2 is 2 and 1 times 1 is 1 in the denominator. So the answer is, okay, I didn't write the percent sign. Here also I have to write the percent sign. Okay, let's write it blue. The moment I multiply it with 100, I have to write the percent sign. So my final answer is it's 2%. Oh, I hope it's clear to you guys.